frustrated when you're not able to view the column headers while scrolling down the data and have to use freeze panes to view the headers? Does your formula look like a code? Let's say you have a value in column n, and if you look at the formula, it says E7 multiplied by F7. Now you really do not know what this exactly means. Let's say you have calculated a sum of values. So if you look at the formula, it says the range G5 to G19. But when you add an extra row or column to your existing data, does the range used for the formula auto expand itself to include the new records? Do you want to quickly and easily format your data for easy readability? For all these challenges, we recommend the use of Excel tables. Hello and welcome to Excel in Excel. In this video, we are going to learn what are tables and 9 reasons why you should use tables. So let's get started. Tables are a combination of rows and columns in a spreadsheet. The Excel table is a powerful feature that empowers to manage and analyze a group of related data. You may think the data that is presented in rows and columns is a table. But it isn't unless you've used the Excel tables feature. The Excel tables are in system from 2007, but very few are actually aware of the unleashing power of tables. So without wasting any time, let us directly dive into learning how to create a table. So to create a table, be on the data, go to the Insert tab in the ribbon and click on the Tables option. Alternatively, you can also use the shortcut Ctrl and T to create a table. So let's say I use the shortcut Ctrl T. A small dialog box will pop up asking where is the data for your table. Now here Excel is pretty smart to identify your data and throw its suggestion. But still, if you want to change the selected range, you can manually select the range as well. So let's say I select this range. It also has an option called My Table has headers. So if your data has column headers, you can check this box as well. Click OK. You will notice the range has converted to a beautiful table. Now, as soon as you create a table, a new tab called Table Design will appear in the ribbon. Here you have a lot of options to deal with your tables. So the very first thing you must do once you create a table is give it a unique name. So let's say I give this table a name as MT_sales. Now few points that you must note here is that the table name should not start with a number, it should not have any spaces, and it should not contain any special characters except for the underscore. When you're naming a table, the best practice is to name it as master table or transaction table followed by the name. So let's say I have named it as MT, that is master table for sales. Press enter to save the name. You can find the name of your table appearing in the name box. If you want to change the name, you can directly change it from here, or you can go to the formulas tab, click on the name manager, and here select the table you want to change, click on edit option, and this will allow you to change your table name. Make sure you have unique name for each of your tables in the worksheet. Moving forward, now that we have named our table, let us style it. When we were converting our data into a table, Excel had automatically applied a format and style. But if you want to change the table style, you can change the style as per your choice. There are multiple options in the Table Design tab. Under the Table Design, in the Table Style section, Excel has provided us with number of options to choose from. There are multiple table style options under the Table Design tab. So you can choose one as per your preference. So let's say I choose this particular style. After choosing your table style, there are a lot of table style options as well. Let's say you do not want to see your header row. So when I uncheck this, my column headers have become invisible. Once I check this, I'm able to view my column headers back. Also, when I scroll down, the headers are visible in the column labels. So you can use the header row option to view or hide the headers and to view the headers while scrolling down the data. The next option we have is the banded rows and the banded columns. Banded rows and banded columns enables highlighting of alternative row or column in a worksheet. Now currently the banded row has been checked. So this is highlighting every alternative row. If you do not want to highlight the alternative rows, you can uncheck this. Similarly, if you want to highlight alternative columns, you can check on the banded columns option that will highlight every alternative column. And you can uncheck if you do not want to highlight it. So best practice is to highlight the banded rows as it makes the data more readable. The next options we have is the first column and the last column. So once you check the first column box, it would highlight the first column, and if you check the last column, it would highlight the last column in your table. Another option you have is the filter button option. So if you want to display this filter button over here, you can check this box, else you can uncheck to remove the filter option. The last and the most important option in the table style is the total row. So once you check on this, you would find a total row appearing by itself at the bottom of the table. Now here Excel has automatically calculated the sum of values. If you notice, there is a drop down over here from which you can also ascertain basic statistics functions like the sum, count, average, maximum, minimum, and much more. So these are the few table design options available in Excel. Moving to the next benefit that table has is it auto expands when a new data is entered. Table automatically expands and encapsulates the new data when entered in adjoining row or column. Pretty cool, right? In fact, the new row or column take the same format as the rest of the table based on the row and column. This is a massive time saver as you do not have to format the new entry. So let me show you practically by doing this. Let me first uncheck the total row and type in some number over here and press enter. You can see the table has automatically expanded alongside having the same format as the rest of the data. Now this is very helpful when you're using pivot table charts. So you no need to manually change the data there. Once your table expands automatically, the pivot table and chart gets updated automatically as you refresh them. So this is an amazing feature that Excel has, is the auto expansion of the table. Moving to the next benefit, let's say I delete the values over here and let me write a formula as equal to quantity multiplied by the price. And once I press enter, notice what happens. I just press enter in the first cell and Excel auto-populates the formula until the end of the column. Now this acts as a speed booster and saves a lot of time. You just need to enter the formula in the first cell and it auto-populates in the entire column. The most important benefit of tables is the structured references. Now if you remember, I told you in the beginning that if we are in column N, which has a value, and if we look into the formula, it says E7 multiplied by F7. Now we do not know what E7 and F7 refers to. So when using cell reference, you may not be able to identify what exactly you are calculating. But whereas if you use tables, Let's say I delete the values over here and I write in equal to quantity multiplied by the price. Notice, since our data is in table, you get the name of the column in the formula instead of the cell reference. Now this is called structured reference, wherein you use the column labels instead of the cell references. So while using structured references, use the table name and then specify the name of the columns. Let's say when I press enter, it automatically populates in all other columns as well. Here it is quite easy to understand what value means. So it says quantity into price is what you have calculated the value. You can use this not only inside the table but also outside the table. So if you're doing any calculations, we recommend you to do it outside the table so that it does not disturb the master data. Another benefit of tables is its capacity to summarize with a pivot table. Now once you create a table, you can easily create a pivot table by clicking on the Summarize with Pivot Table option in the Table Design tab. Now you would wonder that why do we need to use tables when this can be done for a normal range as well? So let me tell you, a normal range will not expand automatically and you will manually need to expand your range to update the data in pivot tables. Now as we know, tables auto expand on entering the data, this pivot table will automatically update, saving us the manual effort. This happens as the pivot is created based on your table name and not cell reference. So let us try doing that. I click on Summarize with Pivot Table and the Create Pivot Table dialog box pops up. Now you can see in the place of table, my table name is selected and it is going to create it in a new sheet. I click OK. Now I put in the company code in the rows and I'm going to go back to my table and add a new row over here, say 5002, and press enter. You can see the table has auto expanded. Now let us go back to our pivot table. In the pivot table analyze, click on refresh and you would notice the new data that we added in our table automatically got added over here once you clicked on refresh. So this is an amazing feature that table provides you. Another amazing feature in Excel tables is the slicer. Slicers are visual filters. So let's say you have a drop down here for filtering. When you click on this, you get a lot of options to filter upon. Say I filter only the Delhi and click OK. So it gives me the filtered options. But you do not know what other options are available. You every time have to click on the drop down and check for the other options. So let me go back to the original data. So to solve this problem, Excel has come up with an amazing option called the slicers. You can simply go to the Table Design tab and click on Insert Slicer. It will list all the column labels of your table and you can choose which one you want to filter. So let's say I select the headquarter and click OK. So it gives me the slicer for the headquarter. Now I can easily select the visual and filter out my data as per my requirement. You can simply select the state you want to filter and alongside you'll be able to view all other options of the particular state. Amazing feature. Moving on, let me clear the filter and delete the slicer. Moving on, the next feature of the Excel table is the ability to resize the table. So if you go to the Table Design tab, you have an option to resize your table. You can either click on this and select the new range for your table. Let's say you want to include this column also. You can include it in your table by manually selecting and resizing it. Also, you have an option over here. You can simply drag and resize your table. So once this arrow appears and you move it to the next column, your table would get increased by a column. Similarly, if you want to increase it by rows, you can just drag and resize your table. Now, if you resize it to this, the column which was already there inside the table has now moved out of the table. So if you do not want to see any columns in your table, you can remove it by resizing it. And you can add it also by resizing the table. Now, let's say you do not want this to be in table format anymore and you want to convert it back to a range. Excel also provides you the feature to convert it to a range. Go to the Table Designs tab and click on Convert to Range option. It will ask you, do you want to convert the table to a normal range? If you want to convert it, select yes. Now Excel will convert this back to a normal range, but it would leave the formatting as it is. So these were the few useful features that Excel Tables has got.
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel for instant updates. See you in the next video.